Welcome Intensified Algebra. This is Mr. Villanueva. Today we will be doing topic 6, lesson 3. And up here I'm going to read our lesson preview. In today's lesson, you will focus on the following highlighted goals from this topic. Understand the concept of a functional relationship and identify independent and dependent variables in the functional relationships. Okay, so for our opener, we're going to go ahead and look at this problem. Let me go ahead and move myself out of the way here. And this is page 229. And I'll go ahead and read this. It says, Allison's algebra class is investigating the relationship between height and arm span. The table shows some of the data the class has gathered so far. So we have 3 different types of data here. We've got age in years, we've got height measured in inches, and arm span measured in inches. So if we look at our table here, let's just kind of look here. So as our age goes up, what do we notice about our height? The height as well is going to go up. Now, of course, at a certain point, once you reach to about 20, 25-ish years old, you stop growing in height, okay? Otherwise, we'd have like 90-year-olds that are 10 feet tall. So anyways, so yeah, after a while it does plateau, but at the young age, this is pretty consistent. Number 1 says, if you were to make a graph to show the relationship between age and height, which variable would you plot on the x-axis and which variable would you plot on the y-axis, and why? So I'm looking at our workbook here, and so I'm going to go to this, I'm going to draw a quick graph here. Here's my x-axis, and here is my y-axis. Okay, so let's see. Typically, time goes on the x-axis, okay? So for this, I would plot age on the x-axis and I would plot, so if I would plot age here, and I'm talking about age and height, so this would be our height, and I would plot height on the y-axis. Okay, let's take a look at number 2. If you were to make a graph to show the relationship between arm span and height, which variable would you plot on the x-axis and which variable would you plot on the y-axis, and why? I guess I should answer this one here. Well, I did answer, but I just didn't write it down. I'll go ahead and type in because the x-axis usually refers to time. All right, so if we're to make a graph between the relationship of arm span and height, which variable would you plot on the x-axis and which would be on the y-axis? So I'm thinking probably that the taller I am, the more my arm span would be. So I'm going to say that the arm span is going to depend on the height. So I'm going to type in height I will plot height on the x-axis and arm span for the y-axis. And I'm going to say that because the arm span is going to depend on the height. Okay, so that is our opener. Be sure to watch the next video. It will be over the core activity.